chairs.
Got that one down south, down on the local. Right there in the.
All right, we will open back up the roll call. Mr. Oglesby.
Here.
Ms. Reynolds. Here. Ms. Jordan. Here. Mr. Hardy. Here. Mr. LaFleur. Ms. Jackson. Here. No action taken. All right, we have an open council seat. This was vacated by Rick Tracy. He had work commitments come up that he could no longer do. So we have one interested letter. This is from Larry Cure at 1024 East 11th Street in Galena. Says, I have previously served on the city council for several years. I belong to many local organizations and have served in many offices. I've served on the Galena Elks Budget Committee for over 15 years. Thank you for your consideration. So Larry is here this evening. I said, you're here this evening. He's interested, he's put in, he's active in the community, so what would you like to do?
That's the only one.
Yep.
I mean, it's been published, right?
Yep. Yep. So if you'd like him to join the council, we just need that in a motion, because it would be a filling a vacancy.
Mayor?
Yeah.
Do you remember what meeting it was that the council voted to publish that out?
I don't know, I don't have it with me.
That's why, was it the one I missed? Because that's what I'm asking, because I don't remember it being published. It wasn't voted as published.
It was in at the last regular council meeting.
So I deal with that one.
Yeah, it's the last meeting.
It's in the meeting minutes?
Yep.
So I'm gonna make a motion to accept Mr. Spears.
Letter of interest. So we have a motion by Lauren Harding to accept Larry Cure's letter of interest to fill the Ward 4 vacancy. Second. Second by Chastity Reynolds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, come on up, Larry. We'll go ahead and do stuff. Do you want to come up here, Larry, and we'll go ahead and do your oath? Make it official. All right, if you will raise your right hand. Whichever right hand you want to do. I, Larry Cure,
I, Larry Cure,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution and laws
and the Constitution and laws
of the state of Kansas
and the state of Kansas
and all local ordinances,
and all local ordinances,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially perform
and impartially perform
and discharge the duties
and discharge the duties
of the office of the City Council
of the office of City Council
according to the law
according to the law
and the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
I don't know if the public is aware, but it's always procedure that the newest appointed or elected or filled vacancy member takes all the complaints for the month or two moving forward. That is true. Sorry, Larry. Thanks, Larry. Okay. All right, we need to change some signatures on the court bank account. Is that correct?
Yes,
So we're just changing one name.
the court bond account.
Oh, the court bond account.
I think it's labeled court bond.
Okay, so it's labeled the court bond account. We need to change the name from Tyler Lloyd to Kayla Morton. She is now doing the duties of the court clerk.
So we will remove Tyler Lloyd and add Caleb to that account.
Can that be in one motion?
Yeah.
So removing Tyler Lloyd and adding Kayla Morton.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Emily Jordan to remove Tyler Lloyd and add Kayla Morton to the court bond bank account. Signature update.
Second.
Second by Jamie Jackson. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, also, we have officially accepted the resignation as of Friday and effective Friday of our city attorney, Kansas Gayoso. So what we're gonna do is, we are gonna open up for letters of interest, just like we have done with council members. This is not an employee position, it's a contract position. We're gonna open that up and just take letters, and as soon as we can, we're going to try and get a new attorney in there. So, we'll post, interest in the paper online, wherever, and go that way. But as of right now, we have no city attorney, as of Friday. And, talking to the league today, they said multiple towns in Kansas are in the same boat, not having an attorney. We can call them for legal advice if we need to, and we can move forward. They said it's a normal thing, so not to worry too much. Okay, is everyone okay with that? Yeah. All right, we have a couple of property hearings. So the first one will be 819 Barnes Street. We'll officially open the hearing. Is anybody here for 819 Barnes Street?
Yeah, it's in these packets, so
Who owns 819 Barn? Do you know?
What?
Who owns that? Do we know? Is that Margaret
Is
Ball?
this Jonathan Johnson?
Yeah, that's still,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
across the street.
Jonathan Johnson.
Did we make contact with him or?
He said certified just like we do everything else and nothing.
There's a tracking number.
I've been mowing it for years.
Yeah, they mow it every week, as a contractor, go out and mow it. But that doesn't exclude, predators around that.
Yeah, the city mows it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking on up, no,
Yes.
not Margaret's place, we're talking Lois Elder's old place.
Oh, that's 420.
No.
No?
Not that one either. It's-
Which one we talking about? How come
There's
it's
a
not-
packet in front of you.
How come it's not Orange
It's
Street
this one.
and it's not,
Margaret's on.
I'm like, no, that was Mr. I know her.
It's the one that the guy lives in Florida.
Yes.
okay, that's Elder's or whatever, yeah,
Probably not.
that's up there behind your house and then Ward's house.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. You gotta tell me people, not numbers.
That's not Lois Elder's old house. That's my great grandma.
I know, I knew
That's
that
not
was
her
not
house.
Lois's.
Or that was my great.
Huh.
That's not her.
Maybe Lois ain't her name, Lois lived all the way at the corner.
At any rate, anyway, whoever doesn't live there, because it says it's a vacant house, so.
Yeah.
Well, it looks pretty vacant.
Yeah. So again, no one here to speak on 819 Barnes? Okay, we will officially close the hearing. So we could either move forward with condemnation, which means we would, demolish it ourselves.
Yeah, it's in the resolution.
Oh. I'll just read the resolution. There's a lot of fancy words in it, so bear with me. It says a resolution finding the structure located at 819 Barnes in the city of Galena, Kansas is unsafe or dangerous and directing that the structure be removed and the premises made safe and secure. Whereas the enforcing officer of the city of Galena, Kansas did on or before the 16th day of June 2025 file with the governing body of said city a statement in writing that the structure herein after described is unsafe and dangerous. Whereas the governing body did by resolution 25-10 dated the 11th day of June 2025 fix the time and place of a hearing at which time the owner, his or her agent, and lien holders, and the occupants and all other parties of interest in such structure can appear and show cause why such structure should not be condemned and ordained, repaired, or demolished, and provided for giving notice thereof as provided by law. And whereas Resolution 25-10 was published in the official city newspaper on the 19th day of June 2025, and a copy of said resolution was served upon all persons entitled thereof as provided by law. Whereas on this, and it would be this date if we choose to move forward, the governing body did conduct the hearing scheduled in this resolution and took evidence of the following, the enforcing officer on behalf of the city. The following parties party interest appeared or did not appear. So we would mark did not appear since nobody appeared. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the city of Galena, Kansas, that the governing body hereby finds the structure located at 819 Barnes Street in Galena, Kansas, and legally described as Empire West Subdivision GA Lot 97-102. I guess that's the legal description. The owner of such structure is hereby directed to commence the removal of the structure by, and so we could give a date, we could, give an end date, provided that upon due application by the owner and good cause show, the governing body in its sole discretion may grant the owner additional time to complete the removal of the property. Be it further resolved that if the owner fails to commence the removal of the structure within the time provided herein or fails to diligently prosecute the same, the governing body may take such further action as it deems necessary to raise and remove the structure without further notice to the owner or other parties interested. Be it further resolved that the city clerk shall cause this resolution to be published once in the official city newspaper and mail a copy to the owners, agents, lien holders, occupants, and other parties in interest. And then, if so, it would be passed on this day by the city council. So if you want to move forward, we would just need, you could set 2 weeks, 30 days to give them time to remove it themselves, demolish it themselves, whatever, and if not, then we would go in and do it. Sounds like probably with this gentleman not living close that we'll probably do it anyway, but.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we give him 2 weeks and then, because if he was that interested in it, he would've showed up and put a fight up, right? At least told us he was gonna fix it or do something, so.
Yeah, probably made some communication.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 2 weeks, or then we condemn it, tear it down.
Well, it's already condemned,
I
so
mean,
then we would go in,
We
okay,
need a
so,
motion to pass the resolution,
Yeah.
that's it.
Pass this resolution here.
so the
Okay,
resolution
pass that.
would be.
2513.
Okay, so it would be resolution 2513, which is just moving forward with, the final process of the condemnation, which would be removal of the structure. Do I need to put a date or say in 2 weeks?
Yeah, stick with it, we got 2510.
Okay, so 2 weeks from today, or do you want to do 2 weeks from tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Okay, so that would be August 5th. Is that okay with you?
This is 2510, not 13.
That's the original.
That was the
Oh,
original
That's the
resolution, yeah.
condemnation.
Got it.
So August 5th is okay with you, Warren?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so this will be resolution 25-13 for 819 Barnes Street, giving the property owner until August 5th of 2025 to remove the property themselves.
Second.
We have a second by Chastity Reynolds. I don't know if I said, that was a motion by Lauren, second by Chastity Reynolds, all in favor. Any opposed? All right, we have a second hearing. This is for 425 West Vine Street, so we will officially open the hearing for this property. Is anybody here for 425 West Vine? I think she also included,
It's on your.
culture investments. Packet. You see the packet? Oh, yeah. 3 packets. Pictures are included as an update.
3 trailers there?
Uh-huh.
So, did we have any communication with them?
Nothing.
We got our signed letter back, delivery letter? I see it's posted.
Again, nobody here for what is it, 425 West Vine? Okay, we will officially close the hearing. So this will be similar to the Barnes Street one, if you would like to move forward. This will be resolution 2514, right? 2514, same thing, we would need to provide a date to give them time to, moving forward would mean they're removing the structures, so give them a little time to do that.
Motion of 2514 to, till August, whatever date that was we did on the other one.
Same date, 5th? All right, we have a motion by Lauren Harding to move forward with resolution 25-14, setting a removal of the structure date by August 5th, 2025.
Second.
Second by Chastity Reynolds, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Daryl Shoemake. Are we just doing this one?
Yeah, we can. He called, he thought he was gonna be able to make it.
Or you wanna wait?
We can do it.
Okay,
She just wanted to do an auction, so it's not real close to between the house and the, business itself.
okay, so Daryl Shoemake is requesting to close 4th Street between Joplin Street and Main Street on September 20th for an auction. So that would be where Robert Edge's building was. They're having an auction. Do you give a time?
No.
So why don't we come back why don't we table this?
Okay.
If you can't be here, at least we can get more information, time frame or whatever. Does someone wanna make a motion to table
I'll
some more?
make a motion to table this till we get more info.
Second.
We have a motion by Lauren Harding and a second by Jamie Jackson to table the closure of 4th for the auction for Edge Properties. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Jeremy Burris.
Most of you know who I am. I'm Jeremy Burris. I want to ask each and every one of you council members, have you read this new ordinance through and through?
I have glanced through it, I have not read it.
You guys have glanced through it. This lady right here is honest. Nobody else has answered it. I'm going to read this to you.
Which year?
2-104. Unlawful right of entry and unlawful interference. The animal control officer or any law enforcement officer shall have the right of entry upon any private, unenclosed lots or lands for the purpose of collecting any animal whose presence thereupon is a violation of this chapter to an extent allowed by law. I'm going to read something to you. The ruling in favor of Scott Johnson and Harleen Holt. Do you guys know who they are? They're world-renowned dog trainers that live here in Kansas. Was issued by the U.S. District Judge Catherine H. Vertel following a federal civil rights trial that concluded in late May. According to the press release from the Kansas Justice Institute, the court found that the state's practice of conducting unannounced inspections of private homesteads and property without a warrant, notice, or consent violates the Fourth Amendment. Now, I served this United States in the military. I know my duties. If you guys are going to pass this ordinance violating people's Fourth Amendment by going in on private property where they are supposed to be secure in their own homes, persons, and papers, according to the Fourth Amendment, you all need to resign tonight if you're going to pass this, because you are in direct violation of people's Fourth Amendment right here in this city. Point blank, point simple. Each and every one of you need to resign. Also, another thing. I established a business on the outside of town. Half of my property is considered agricultural, the other half is residential. This is the reason why I come in and ask for the residential, for the agricultural. I own a business that deals with chickens. I raise them, I breed them. This is creating a conflict. Before you guys ever come up with this has created a conflict for me. Now, I cannot have my business on the edge of town if you guys pass this. But I'm telling you right now, each and every one of you decide to pass this, you all need to be charged with treason and need to resign tonight. Thank you for your time.
Mr. Burris, and I can promise you we won't be passing anything like that until we get some legal counsel. Anyway, that's
Well, it's a
something
direct
that,
violation of the Fourth Amendment.
well, that's for sure something that I wouldn't feel comfortable interpreting myself, at all. So that would be a definite legal
It shouldn't have
counsel.
not even, if you guys should have, each and every one of you should have read this ordinance before you ever brought it to the city council. Each and every one of you should have read it and should have known immediately, whoa, this is a great violation of the Fourth Amendment. You're not gonna placate me like you did the other guy last time I was here. I'm smart enough to know a violation of the Constitution is a direct violation, it's an act of treason. Point blank, you're not gonna placate me. And there's 3 officers sitting right here. If they want to arrest me, you're more than welcome to arrest me. I do have my First Amendment right. Freedom of
I don't think there's any
speech.
need to arrest you, yeah, I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if you guys are going to pass this, you need to resign for the act of treason.
Where is
Simple.
your property at?
2614 South Main. Tony Foster's old place.
Okay.
When was this code, or when was this ordinance coming up for voting?
Well, we are supposed to have more committee meetings on it, we've just not been, with people traveling, and we have a member that's been in the hospital and stuff, we've not been able to set a meeting, so there's no set date till they get a committee meeting on that, Larry.
Was that in the old?
That was in the old one
Yes,
anyway.
it was.
It's existing, for me it
That had
is.
nothing to do with the changes wanting to be made today.
Right. So it's been in there all these years, and
Yeah.
just kept wrongfully there.
We will for sure get counsel on that. Michelle Smith.
The stormwater drainage issue, our concerns on Main Street, there still remains a significant concern. I've been with the Sentinel 18 years, and the flooding has been an ongoing issue since before my tenure. Aside from the most recent flood on June 8, 2025, I have personally assisted in cleanup efforts following at least 4 other floods at the Sentinel. Each time the Sentinel has flooded, Jennifer's business has also experienced flooding. I understand that Jennifer's has flooded. She's endured additional flooding since the rear addition of the Sentinel was installed in 2022. The water flows down Fifth Street, rounds the corner, and collects on Main Street, often rising over the sidewalks and at times coming in the front doors of businesses. It is important to note that the flooding in the buildings along Main Street is considered an act of God, and it is not covered by insurance. I respectfully ask that you, as the City Council, consider contacting Southeast Kansas Rural Development to explore potential funding opportunities to address the drainage problems on Main Street. I have included pictures from this last flood. The first picture is the drain behind Jennifer's. If you look at it, it looks like it's a great big drain. It is. It has a 4-inch pipe in it. I have included pictures from Larry Oglesby's house. I included pictures from the Sentinel. Danny and Kathy had some water in, but they did not take pictures. And if you have a door on the rear of your building, you got water inside your building. So I would ask the council to, I mean, it's damaging the buildings. Water comes in, everything has to be removed. So, thank you.
Is that coming in the front and the back?
Sometimes, yeah. That one picture you can see, I have other photos that I've deleted off my phone. There's one photo in there at the back, not the back page, but the next to the back page. There's a picture that's, well,
That one.
there's one that says May 27th, 2021. That was a picture as I stood out front, as it's coming up over the sidewalk.
Well, I know the, post office also is having a problem with the water, not in the building, but it's
But
the
coming down Fifth
handicap
Street.
area, yes, is so flooded that if you do park there and you're handicapped and it's rainy, you're gonna step in water.
Yeah.
So they've also wondered what can be done to get this water flowing somewhere else, somewhere.
And I understand on
Down there.
June 8th, that was a flash flood. I understand that, but this is, so I did include the pictures from City Hall and 7th Street in this presentation, but Main Street I've been at Sentinel for 18 years and I've mopped water, I've ripped out carpet, I've painted floors, I've dried floors several times, at least 4 times in my 18 years. You can ask Josh, the drain back there is not adequate.
Behind the Sentinel?
Yeah, that drain back there, that's on the second page. This is actually right behind Jennifer's building, but that is what collects all the water, and it collects and drains there, and that is only a 4-inch pipe in there.
Do you know who owns that drain? It's not the city's.
I would assume Jennifer's then. I don't know.
Oh, we don't know where they piped it. We've cambered it. We can't even find where the pipe is.
I have no idea who
But
owns
you
it.
can't, the rain that we had in June, where's Corey?
Oh, I know the rain we had in June was,
No, you can't get, I mean, I've dealt with Danny and Kathy on it, you know, we've tried to do some grading and stuff, but you cannot put that much stormwater in a pipe and expect it to go away.
I
Grading
understand
is
that,
the
but
answer.
I'm talking about in general.
Yeah,
Something needs to be done with the stormwater issues that go down Main Street.
right.
Like I said, June was a rare occurrence because we did have a lot of water in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it comes, Fifth Street's downhill, comes to Main, comes right around Main and heads on down towards Seventh. It is an issue that like I said, I know I've cleaned up in the Sentinel 4 times.
Yeah.
If we don't own this, do we still try to fix it or try?
Well, I mean, the drainage problem, stormwater's, you know, that's something we do deal with, but it's a 150, 200-year-old problem, so where do you start? Those buildings were built too little, all of them.
So this Southeast Kansas Rural Development, do they offer grants?
That is the same people that you guys are talking
that's you
about
guys.
later on in the thing.
Well.
Yeah, that was
okay.
the same people
Okay.
that you guys are talking about later in the thing,
Okay.
on the agenda.
I
Okay.
think you're looking for that, because that's gonna be a lot of money. You're looking at it, USDA working together with the community block development grant.
Okay.
You're gonna look at the 2 of them, because that's gonna be probably a very large expense.
That's what we like to hear. Okay. Well, I already have your contact, so I can talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, Michelle. Kathy Tyler.
Hello, I'm Kathy Tyler. I live at 1014 East 6th Street. And my main concern is 1021, I believe is the address, of their yard and their house.
You said 1021
Mhm.
on 6th Street?
Mhm. It's across the street from me. There's 5 houses in that area, and what I would call that block, 3 on my side, 2 on the other. 4 of the houses are maintained. The 5th house, which is that one, looks like the city dump. And my property values are going down the toilet with the toilet that's sitting in their yard.
You said a toilet sitting in her yard?
Oh, yeah, well, this is a toilet, a couch, a chair, a bedspread.
And they keep adding.
They add daily. There's, the only reason the yard is mowed is because the neighbors went over there and mowed it. We got tired of looking at it after it's 3 foot tall. I know that I have called and sent in letters, called at least 3 times in the past 4 months, and there's still nothing been done. I know that you guys got a letter from Mr. Walker, a written complaint, and we still don't have anything done. I know it's a minor thing, but,
It's not a minor thing, Chief.
No,
Can you speak up? So this is our police chief.
Yeah, our code enforcement officer, we've got your complaints, it's just, people don't understand, like, people are having a hard time understanding, we have stuff in place on our end too that we have to do, so our code enforcement officer has a file that thick of everybody's complaints, and he's cited them numerous times, but until they do something where a judge holds them accountable, then we can't, I mean, there's only so much the city can do or we can do. They've been cited multiple times, right now they've got a 10-day letter out to receive some more citations, so it's just a matter of,
it was, they were all gone. She was in jail and Trevor went to his grandma's and the kids were taken away from him and the dogs were taken away from him. Now she's back, the dogs are back, and the kids are back part of
the
the
Humane Society, we turned the dogs over, signed them
To
over
Joplin.
to Joplin.
Yeah.
They're the ones that gave the dogs back to them. So we have done our due diligence to,
I
deal
I
with them.
personally have not been inside the house, but I know people that have, and Rich is here. It should be condemned. It's got mold all over the sewer, the
And she has
bathroom
a
has
young
been draining
child
the floor.
too, that she's bringing in.
The floors are like, he said not ripply, they're like speed bumps. And there's clothes piled to the ceiling around the water heater. And right now, she's being kind of quiet. Normally, we can't even go outside without her harassing us, which has nothing to do with the yard. But other than she throws everything out and butts out all the windows in her house.
Now, I could probably look this up, but is she the owner or she just lives there?
She just lives there. Grandma owns the house,
Her grandma.
his grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we cite her or do we cite the owner of the house?
who you been citing?
Been citing Trevor since she's been in.
Trevor's been the one there staying, so he's been the one getting.
Trevor's the one that took accountability for everything there.
Grandma says she doesn't, as far as I know, last contact we've had with her, she's gonna let the bank take it back over, so she's out, she doesn't wanna. Is that the last you heard?
Last time we had contact with Grandma, she stated to us that she didn't want no more part in it, and that she was letting the bank try to take over, and that she wanted the house condemned. But we told her in order to get it condemned, with the condition that it's in, either way, she had to do an eviction notice, and she's scared to do the eviction notice on them, so until she does that, we can't go forward with the condemnation of it or anything like that. Now, on the other hand, I did issue them a 10-day letter for dangerous structure notice, just because the windows and stuff were busted out, there's glass everywhere and all that, and they didn't do anything about that. They've been cited for it. Now, whatever, it's up to the judge at this point. It's out of control, out of my hands.
Have they been appearing before the judge? Does anybody know, and paying a fine, or are they just not even appearing?
I've only lived here 4 years, but I bought my house, or I'm buying it. I'm 75 years old. I don't wanna have to move again, but I also don't wanna I've lived in multiple states. I lived within a mile of the Rio Grande Valley, and I never had to lock my door. I never had to have a no trespassing sign in my yard to keep someone from coming over and harassing us. And she talks to her children like they're, it's just, it's horrible.
So, Ryan, did you say Grandma wants it condemned?
Yes, Grandma stated to us, we have it on recording, whenever we talked to her last time, because she brought Trevor over because we were dealing with the dogs again. And at that point, we were talking to her, and she told us multiple times that she wanted the house condemned and that she didn't know how to go about it. And we explained to her that in order to get it condemned, she had to do an eviction notice since they both have residency there. And at this point, we don't know if she's moved forward with any eviction notices or anything like that.
I don't think she will because she's afraid.
But Savannah ripped it up and all that stuff, but she's currently turned on all the utilities in the grandma's name. So, it's a mess. We have glass in our yard, we have kids and dogs and stuff, and they're getting cut.
Well, it's not nice when you're sitting in there trying to watch TV, but I mean, you look over and you see this huge mound pile of trash, it gets bigger and bigger. We live with Kathy, me and my husband Rich.
Rich has actually been in the house.
And it is a total disaster.
I mean, there's nasty mattresses all piled up there.
I mean, I read somewhere on that snakes were a big problem this year. Well, when you have stuff like that all over your yard, you're just inviting more animals.
Now, if the grandmother, the owner, will give a consent to demo, we can and will demo it. She will have to give that consent, sign some type of form, and then have an eviction notice. Now, if she still owes on the house, I don't know what that looks like.
Our neighbors were considering buying it from her for what she owed on it, and then fixing it up until they walked inside. And the amount of money she owes on it and the amount of money that it would take to make it livable is terrible.
Pretty little house.
I mean, the house, when I first moved there, the yard was never really nice, but it mainly just had kids' stuff all over.
Yeah.
And the house is kind of cute from the outside. I'd never been in it. But now, you know, when she's home, it's like, you can't sit on my front porch. You can barely sit on the back porch, cause she could see us and she'll holler profanities and.
Right.
And
I would be calling the cops if
We
you
do.
did that.
We
We
do
do
that.
that. There's nothing they can do
You can't
about
do
it.
nothing about it.
I mean, she'll,
What they
Okay.
tell us.
last time she
We're
was.
gonna,
We have to get.
here's what I'll
cameras
do
and
on
stuff.
that. Robert, can I get grandma's number, whatever you have on file for her? And I'll try and give her a call personally to see what we can do. See if we can maybe move forward on that to, you know, to see where she's at on that.
It was my understanding, and this is third-handed, that the kids were not supposed to be alone with her. Well, they have been. I have witnessed that. They've been over there within the past week, living in, and that was before they got the utilities turned on. They had water, but they didn't have the other.
Has anyone called DCF about that?
Yes, all
Yes.
the time.
Yes.
I'm my native reporter.
They're
So I
like the
report
cops,
it
there's
constantly.
nothing they can do.
Probably got, I mean, you know, I had to look up the police number, and now I have it on my speed dial.
Do it.
Let me call grandma and see maybe what she says. You know, I'm not saying that's gonna change anything, but maybe we can get a little somewhere.
Well, I've never been to a city council meeting. I worked for the state of Missouri for many years, and I have a negative input on political stuff, but I just am kind of grasping at straws.
Yeah,
You
sure.
know, we tried what we thought we were supposed to do, and it just doesn't seem like anything good is happening. And I can't afford to sell my house, because I couldn't get out of it what I've got in it.
Right.
Like I said, when I moved there, their house didn't look that bad.
Right.
Within the past year and a half, along with the bad-looking house, she has went off a rocker.
Well, we'll try and see what steps we can make.
Okay,
We
thank
take
you.
her to
Thank
jail and
you.
they let
You
them go,
can-
it's part of your problem. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do we do
All
about
right,
that? We
Kevin's,
don't do that.
is it skate?
Hey, I've
Your
got a
judges.
question.
Hey, we gotta keep on the agenda.
Okay.
Well, you guys are up there.
No, I got a question
Oh, for
about
you?
her.
Yeah, if you guys wanna step out in the hall, you can go talk, yeah. Yes, Mr. Skahan.
Yes, my name's Kevin Skahan, and I just recently purchased a property at 915 East Fifth Street. And it was in the same shape as these houses, and I live in Lake Havasu, Arizona, and my first option was to go purchase a storage container so I can put my stuff in it while I'm tearing down the house. And then I found out you gotta get approval for it. And, you know, just here to find out if I can do that. It's a 20-foot storage container that's a one-trip unit that's practically brand new. And the property, the way it sits, was totally fenced off where you couldn't see in it. And they had like 30 cars back in there. And yesterday and today I got the thing all cleaned off and spent a lot of money. And the contractor couldn't haul it to the local dump. They wouldn't take it. He had to take it all the way to Springfield, so that costs extra money. But anyway, so I'm hoping I can get the storage container
Did
approval.
you buy 917 as well?
No, just the 915 East Fifth Street.
So you said a 20-foot storage unit.
Yes.
And how long are you asking to keep it there?
Well, I'd like to keep it because it's expensive, and I would put a shed roof off the front of it, and I can park my boat under it, and it'll look nice, and it'll be landscaped, and not anything like what it does now. And same thing with this house. I walked into it yesterday, and I took 2 steps in and walked out. I couldn't go through this house. It was amazingly bad. But it's coming down next month. And I have to make many trips from Arizona to here, and I need a place to put stuff that's secure. And I don't want to put like a tough shed from Home Depot that somebody can just pry open the plywood door that steal all my generators and tools.
Right.
And so anyway,
How big is the property there?
it's an acre, so it's a big lot.
Okay.
Where the wells used to be.
What?
The wells used to be.
It's my grandparents' old house. And we grew up there.
So we have an ordinance against it, against storage units is what it is. So if you wanted to allow it, it would have to be a variant, like an approval for a variance, because it would be going against what the ordinance says. So either you cannot, we can allow stipulations, we can, ask for it. I mean, you mentioned you're gonna make it look nice.
Yeah.
Ask for further detail on that, time limit,
It would sit on the very back of my property, and I'd plant on bushes and trees around it, and I like to plant stuff, so it would definitely not even be seen from the road.
Can we have a variance to put that on there, or is it just against the law?
No, that's what it would be, yeah, like, so if you approve it, it would be a variance, because it would be like an application you'd have to fill out. If you wanted to approve it, it'd have to be an application, because it would be going against what the code is.
Can you put like a Home Depot tough shed on the property without getting the permission, or, because you can get a 10 by 20 foot one of those just dropped on there, just like my storage container.
A shed?
Yeah.
They can do sheds, right? Yeah.
But it's not much different than a shed.
Yeah, I mean, pole barn or anything. I can build a carport.
Yeah.
Like carports all the time, you know?
So,
So what would you like to do?
I think we get a variance. Already made tremendous improvements on that
well, it's,
property out there. I think that's-
Is that a motion, Jamie? Is that indefinite?
I would say definitely, it's gonna take care of it.
It's your motion, Jamie.
Yes, it definitely.
Okay, we have a motion by Jamie Jackson to allow the variance for the 20-foot storage unit at 915 East 5th. Is that correct?
Second.
We have a second by Lauren Harding. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, sir.
all right, thank you.
Will you Mr. Cantrell?
Yeah, I had a lot more to say, but after listening to the interactions with the council, from the council to the individuals that spoke before me, I think that exemplifies everything that I was going to cover. There's no need for me to attempt to talk with you. Everyone around this table has previously made clear many, many times that you have no intention of speaking with me, especially or even similar to the interactions that was just occurring with other citizens of the community. So I'll just skip the rest of what I was going to say, and I'll talk at you on social medias or in courtrooms or whatever. There's no talking with you, I'll just talk at you.
Thank you, Mr. Cantrell. Aaron Perry.
Good morning.
Hello.
I remember how long ago it was, month, two, I brought to the council that there was gonna be an arch talked about, and a lot of the council members didn't know it. And I brought concerns as someone with a background in the federal government, appropriations law, legalities, liabilities. I posed questions. Well, I've been brought what I hope is rumors that there's members within this room right here that are at other meetings basically telling people that I'm against this arch. So, on their own live feed, I'm putting it out there again. Before, I did not say I was for or against it. And I will say now that if it's done correct, I am for it. If it's done incorrect, I am 100% against it. So if the rumor is true and you're saying that I'm against something like that, please stop, because there's no basis for it. But there's due diligence before I mean, I can see where it's being built, but if we're gonna accept that as a city, we need to make sure it's correct. And that's my point from the last meeting. And then since I've got lots of time, zoning was brought up last time, not zoning, code enforcement. We've had some code enforcement conversations. When Joe West Sr. was a council member, I brought up, and again, I didn't say for or against, I said we have an ordinance that says there's no ground floor living, and yet we have ground floor living. So if we're believe it's a good ordinance, enforce it. If we believe it's not, get rid of it. And I know that Jamie and some others are part of a zoning thing. Well, as someone who spends almost every day downtown, I'm gonna go to the side more against the ground floor living, because I have a lot of people that come in that would love to do stuff in our downtown. And between the buildings that, wow.
There you go.
Dang.
That might have been God saying you're done it.
All right. You can just tell me to shut up. I mean, holy cow, man. It was dramatic there, weren't you there? But anyway.
That's never happened before.
Yeah. We have a lot of people that I know that have literally come from even out of country. An Australian had cash in his pocket to buy a building downtown because he loved the potential that we have. And the condition of the building, because of not enforcing code, it's not worth what the people are asking for. And then we have people living on the ground floor. Again, if we change it, we change it, but those people know they've been living there illegally for a while. We need to think about what's best for the downtown, for our community. And then the last thing I thought about when you're talking about with the code enforcement, I had a lady, I forget what city she was from, in Canada. And they were getting ready to enact, this is a couple years ago, something that they got from the Alamo. You had the Alamo, you had a bunch of dilapidated properties around it. And people are like, what's next to the Alamo? It's worth billions of dollars. So what the city did, and I don't have the details, I've been wanting to research, I just haven't, they fined them. They didn't condemn it, they didn't eminent domain, they didn't do anything like that. Like, if you're not gonna make this a usable building, it's so much a month in fines. And they said within a year, all those buildings had businesses in them and the buildings look nice. Hit them in their wallets and you'll see a difference. So that's all I have.
Hey, Eric, whenever they do have that, because we brought up that that's one of the ordinances we want to look at, the living thing. But that would be good for you to show up, because I feel like we need all the sides of all the aspects to look at. Because, I mean, one of my things is I don't want to, I look at it too as, hey, if somebody would live there, that might fill an empty building. But then if you bring a side where it's like, hey, people would do more, or more, but and just to hear different aspects of it.
If anybody in this room has traveled to Williams, Arizona on 66, Seligman, Arizona, Oatman, Arizona, the entire community is a sight to see. I have people that come into my store every day. They love the potential in our downtown. We could be like that. We could have mini shops, not just cars down there, and then me, and then Brian's over there, and then we're building the motor court, which, by the way, the motor court does have traction. We can't find anyone to build anything. We're stuck in the mud because we are on builder number 6. So just an update. Everybody's like, oh, this is great, and then crickets, or I don't want to bid on it. So we're still trying to move forward. We're spinning our wheels. So just in case anybody asks, that's where we're at with that. But I forget why. But anyway, no, I'd love to be part of that. Do it after 6, because I'm there till 6.
Most of the time they already do it when people get off work and stuff, so most of the time, so yeah. So as soon as we get that one set up, that would be good too, for you to bring all aspects of it.
Appreciate it, because like I said, I hear it every day, what our downtown could be.
Yeah.
And I want that, because we all rise. In fact, the last, I know I'm over my minutes, but the last person that I talked to, what he wanted to bring would have been phenomenal. And there was a building there that would have been phenomenal. But the asking price is insanely stupid for the amount of work that building needs. If that building should be condemned. I've had electricians that looked at it and they said every inch of wiring needs to come out of that building. The roof was just at the post office on June 8th or whatever. It's not worth what the asking price is. And what he said to me, he goes, are you okay if I would bring that here? I'm like, yeah. Because say right now, you've got 100 travelers. I know it's more than that, but just go with me. 100 travelers. If he brought that to town, we're not dividing those 100 travelers. We're bringing another 100 or 200 travelers. So now we're dividing 300 instead of me having the 100. So the more things we have like that, the higher we all rise. So
you're against anyone living on Main Street?
At this point right now, I am. And I understand somebody's house, and I wouldn't want to be evicted. But I think you need to look at, when was that ordinance put in? If that ordinance was, say, 2015, and Larry, because I know his name, Larry was there since 1995. Okay, that's a different scenario. But if, say, that ordinance was put in 1995 and Larry moved into 2015. Well, the last 10 years, we all know that he's been against code or ordinance, whatever the technical term is, and we shouldn't have let it go 10 years.
Right.
So, I mean, there's factors, there's things you have to look at. It can't just be a blanket, get out,
Yeah.
But our downtown could be a lot more than what it is. And the two things that are hurting us is people living there, because those are the buildings that are somewhat maintained. And then the other buildings that aren't maintained, and they think that they've got Chicago prices on these buildings. So.
Yep, I've heard the same.
Anyway.
I know when I was at Seneca, Kansas for the Main Street program, they toured us of their Main Street, and there are a couple of just small houses in the middle of their very well maintained and beautiful garden. Everybody's taking pictures of it, you know, but you were allowed to live on Main Street if you owned the building and wanted to live there. If I had a business on Main Street, I might not want to have my house payments clear out here. I might want to I might want to live there. You know?
Yeah, but back in the day, typically your business was on the main floor, which is probably where the ordinance came from, no ground floor living, and you lived above it. So when you've got places that are prime real estate with apartments in it that pumps hundreds of thousands of gallons of water out of the basement every time it sprinkles, that's a problem. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. All right, I mentioned the committee updates already. We have several committees that we're gonna have meet that's still moving forward. We just, with people's work schedules, travel, and a few medical situations going on with different people, we've just not been able to coordinate. When I say we, that's Tracy. She does all the coordinating, so that is still a thing. We just wanted to update everybody that we haven't forgot about that. We just gotta coordinate everyone's time. All right, department heads. Let's start with the police department.
We have another busy 2-week period. I've got one girl in the academy who graduates next Friday, a week from this Friday, I believe it is. So I'll be going out there for her graduation, get her back through the FTO program. In the meantime, we've got 3 coming on to help part-time to fill some weekends and night spots. And I think that's about it. Got the new car should be here we got 2 that should be here by the end of August. And the third one coming right behind that. And then I've already started prepping for the next order to get us back up to speed. So they just need to they're on the ground, they just gotta get equipment put in.
Okay. Thank you. City clerk.
I don't have anything.
Nope. Superintendent. Nothing. All right, fire department.
Don't have
Dang it, Steve.
Just a couple of updates. 264 calls so far this year. That's about where we were at last year at this time. We've gone quickly from a lot of rain to no rain, so we're kind of starting to ramp up for probably a busy summer, fall with grass fires. So, and then I brought up last time about the storm siren at 12th and Yale. I did have Jeff with Blue Valley double check as much as he could with when he thought those went out and with weather, and there's nothing that we can really come to that shows that it was a weather related issue that caused that to go out. So still stuck there with that siren not being used. They are working on the bid for next year as far as the maintenance, so he said it really got to depend on what we're going to do with that siren. Is, if we do get a new siren, that's going to be under warranty, but if not, we could have some extensive, I don't even know if they can fix that one, to be honest with you. So, and again, that bid was a little over 34,000 to replace that. That would put the latest technology. Well, I think we've got the other 5 right now, is that same one would be a 12th and Yale.
And about how long do those last?
First one that we put in with this model has been in 27 years probably.
27 years?
So we don't have a plan to put this one back in operation?
I don't think it can be. It's old.
So do we not have a plan to buy a new one to put it in operation?
Well, what happened was last meeting was, I brought this up because when they did their maintenance, it came up that everything they tried couldn't get it back up. So I went back with them, told the council I'd go back with them just to see if there was some type of weather related incident that happened.
So which one is this?
12th and Yale, up by Wade's Oasis.
So that no way they're gonna hear the fire whistle or anything else, so.
No.
So
what we to answer your question, we were gonna go back to see if there's any type of weather related issue that, hey, you got struck by lightning, you got hit by this, to where we could run it through insurance, but there's not.
And when there is an alert, they've been sending the cops up and down the streets with the signs.
Between them and the fire department, we haven't had one yet, but we would if that happened.
it seems that we ought to be thinking about covering that part of it, you know.
The motion?
Yep.
We need to buy one. I mean, that's pretty simple.
But we,
Can we get quotes on that, Mr. Hall?
What's that?
Purchase a new one for that?
He's got
I've got the quote from the Blue Valley.
the one, the Blue Valley one.
Yeah, that's who's done ours for, that's
Yeah.
really
And that was 34.
34, 848, or 748, sorry.
how fast can they put it in?
He talked like within a month-ish. And part of that I don't know, Josh, you may know, part of that was replacing the pole. And he said they would kind of play that by ear. If the pole needed replaced, they would. If not, they wouldn't, and that could shave off about $4,500.
Yeah, we ended up helping them replace the pole on.
They got snapped by the wind, yeah.
What would that come out
I mean, fire. It
of?
would come out of fire. Yeah,
I'll make that a motion
probably. Not fire.
then. Take it out of fire.
I say fire.
Oh, you brought it up, Steve.
What would we think about?
I don't know.
I mean, probably equipment. We need to take out the equipment reserve. I agree with Lauren, like, that needs to be done
It needs to be
sooner
done,
than later.
it needs to be fixed.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'll
agree.
make
Why
that into a
postpone
motion.
it? I mean,
And you don't, weather's been crazy, so. yeah.
Well, we're coming up into the second. I mean,
Yeah.
Knox still hasn't told me that naders are coming, so.
Right. Was that a motion, Emily?
Yes, it is a motion to purchase it.
We have a motion by Emily Jordan
With
to
a
move
roll
forward
call
with the
vote.
purchase of the storm siren for $34,748
With a roll call vote.
with a roll call vote. Did you second that?
yeah.
Or not? Second by Lauren Harding. Did I push you to do that or did you do that? All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call vote. Mr. Oglesby?
So equipment reserve is where this coming from?
Yeah.
We got that in there, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Ms. Reynolds?
Yes.
Ms. Jordan?
Yes.
Mr. Harding?
Yes.
Mr. Kier?
Yes.
Ms. Jackson?
Yes. I was trying to get it out of the fire.
Anything else, Steve?
No, that's it.
Okay, this is still under fire, so with the ladies, from the SEK Rural Development Association come up, so you were here, what, 2 months ago, maybe more than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 2 months ago, maybe 3.
Yeah.
She talked about the grants available. One of them specifically she mentioned was, this was like one of the only years.
Only years
yeah.
you can get
a fire truck through this grant.
CDBG.
So we did some emailing back and forth to see what would happen, so she's back now to kind of explain the next steps, correct?
The next steps, and we're looking at 650 to 700,000. Is this a replacement
Well, I
truck
mean,
or an addition?
Yeah,
to?
no, this would be a replacement, but. I mean,
Okay,
that's-
I'm just-
you asked me, I gave you general
Right,
without going to bid.
right,
That's-
because you're always gonna go
Yeah.
bigger, just in case. The first thing that you would have to do is do a public hearing. And, the public hearing notices, those are very, very important. There's no leeway anywhere. You have to do those they have to be out and about for 10 days. That's that you're gonna have this public hearing, that you're interested in pursuing this money for a fire engine.
Can that be held at a regular meeting?
Yes. But it's very, very important that you can put this on your city webpage, but it has to be printed, and we have to know what dates that was on your webpage. You can do it on your citywide Facebook page, take a screenshot and print it, and document what dates it ran on that. You need to, do you have a daily paper or a weekly paper?
Weekly, yeah.
All right.
She runs the paper right there.
You need to put it in the paper a couple of times and document that, when it ran, cut it out, save it. You will keep a notebook of everything that we go through. This is the regulations for CDBG. And the paperwork is very, very important. So you will keep records, I will keep the same records. But the first time when you're doing a CDBG, if you have missed the dates on that public hearing, you're out. They'll deny it, just on that alone.
I will email you, the dates, and we have, samples of resolutions and sample of public hearing that CDBG says use these.
Okay.
And I will send those to you. You just fill in your name, fill in the city and the date. You're good to go. And once that public hearing is done, then we will start looking at, in the meantime, price, and you're looking at, if you're looking at $700,000, you're looking at a 25% match, which is gonna be about $175,000. So now we're gonna look at Patterson Family Foundation. They focus on the state of Kansas and they come through with big dollars. You might be looking at Kaufman Foundation for those monies. If you're selling one, you're gonna have those monies to come in for your match as well. So then we're putting all of these puzzle pieces together. And the Department of Commerce will also help find matches.
That would be included in the 25%.
That would be included in the 25%.
So how certain is it that we find the 25% through these other grant avenues? I mean, is it pretty easy to qualify for those? To get those?
I think probably once you have the blessing, what will happen is after you have your public hearing, then I will submit a pre-application, and that puts it on the radar for the state, for the Department of Commerce, and then they will start looking for those outside for the matches, because our goal, the state's goal, is to help build rural Kansas, and we have 2 years on that one from the governor. And then they will help us with those, find those matches, and they know the people at the Patterson Family Foundation. And everything has a tie back to economics. And I can see where better fire coverage would help you economically. And there are so many needs here that the Department of Commerce can help you with, but part of that is the timeline. The timeline right now is because this is the only year, I've been doing this for 10 years, this is the only year I've seen where a fire truck has been available. And we don't know when that's gonna come up again. And even when our trainings are saying, if your community needs a fire truck, this is the year. So, but all of these other buildings that you have that also will qualify for community block development grant, but you are limited to how many you can get a year. Right now, we're looking at the one for the fire truck, and Jacob is looking for the CDBG for his building after he does the hill. You have other buildings in the community, if they're newly purchased and they need roofs, they need electrical, that kind of stuff, you can apply for the HEAL grant, and that's up to $100,000 per community. Right now.
So on the fire truck one, because that's what we're talking about. So we're not bound to anything.
You're not bound to anything.
Really at any point, even if we get to the point of pass the hearing, pass the approval, CDBG, we get the grant. I mean, even if we get the 75%, what if we don't find the 25%? At what point are we?
You're gonna have to find the 25%.
Okay, I guess my ultimate question is, we don't want to be, right now, we don't want to be stuck with a $175,000 25% match payment. You know what I mean?
Right. No,
which in retrospect of a $700,000 truck, that's a cheap fire truck.
We help you put all of those puzzle pieces together, and we do that with the Department of Commerce. We have a person that we go through at the Department of Commerce, and I will email him tomorrow and say, because we've already talked about this with Department of Commerce. And I will email and say, we met, this is what I let them know about the timeline, about the public hearing, and then we'll do that pre-application.
Okay.
But we've already started the conversation that Galena is interested in a fire truck.
And about how long, like if you get that far to make the application, is it until we find out if we're awarded the?
I cannot tell you that. There are so many factors and there's so much to put together that we will start on that as soon as we know what we're looking at. So we need to know how much coverage, square miles? Do you cover, who are you assistants to, other communities? We need to have all of that kind of stuff in our narrative, to make this look as enticing as we can. For them, CDBG, but this is rolling. Sometimes you'll have a deadline, like the HEAL grant, they don't open until November 1st, so you can do whatever you want. You're not putting it into November 1st. But CDBG is rolling, so when you get everything together, we're good to go. And we're able to send it to our people in Topeka to have it reviewed before we submit it.
Okay. Do you have to be at the hearing, or do you guys prefer to be at the hearing?
We prefer to be at the hearing.
Okay, so I would recommend this is just my thought. Why don't everyone think about it next meeting, which would be August 4th. If we want to set a hearing date, I mean, I don't see it virtually sounds like a free fire truck if we qualify, so I don't see why we wouldn't. But if that's what we want to do after you can go home, think about it. You know, you could even get her email. She's pretty good to respond on emails.
Can we get something in writing by August the 4th, kind of breaks this down for us?
We'll get something.
Yeah.
We'll get something to you that says this is the timeline.
Yeah.
And
really August 4th, I mean, that doesn't sound like I have to, but that way we can get, at least 2 weeks in a paper to be published for when the hearing would even be. So then that's it already putting us into September. And when did you say end of the year? This is only going through the end of the year?
This is rolling, so we want to get it done as quickly as we can. Because there's only so much money, and we're not the only ones applying.
Right, okay.
So we want to work.
Can you give me a list of like what you're needing from me? I mean, I can get you whatever you want.
I will email it to you. We want to see what square miles area that you cover and any agreements that you have with other communities too.
I mean, I can get you, 95 square miles, I can give you all our mutual aid.
And what you have now, as far as your equipment, and what kind of truck you're looking for.
Does that sound okay with everybody? Okay, so again, if you need her email, I can give it to you if you have specific questions that I can't answer. There's probably a lot that I couldn't answer, so she would be your better go-to. But then.
And if I have questions, I would email Tim and Topeka.
Okay, is that okay with everybody?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll also email you about what's available maybe.
Yeah, that's gonna probably.
A whole other conversation.
Well over $1 million, and you're gonna look at USDA and CDBG to kind of look at what you need to do for everything.
Sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Well, USDA is gonna be mostly loans, and you kind of want to stay away from that.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can do with CDBG, because I think that can go up to 1.7 or storm drain.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, we're gonna have the first meeting August 4th.
What now?
No, we'll decide that date if we want to set the public hearing. So really, like, all you gotta do is like, do we want to move forward even with just setting the public hearing? So if we choose to do that, we can do that next, to set the hearing next week, because it needs to publish, I think, twice.
That's what she said.
Okay, you are welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We have a motion by Emily Jordan to adjourn. Second by Noah Goldstein. All in favor?